So, I'm gonna make this coping video. A lot of people's been asking about it. I'm gonna say this. I didn't cope until, like, now. It's a couple years ago, actually. I didn't cope well by myself, I should say. I had family when I was a kid, to high school. That's how I coped. Because my family was like, we gotta get better. We gotta do this. We gotta make sure you're happy. So, I have amazing family. I really, really do have amazing family. So, let's just dive right in. Foster care. Well, / going to my mother. My mother knew that my biological mother had depression, anxiety, and bipolarness. Okay, it's a lot. And my mom still went, I'm taking them in. Because there was a high chance, very high chance, that we were going to have it. Because our grandmother had it. And my great-grandma had it. So it's pretty much in our genetics for us to have a sort of this disease that people call it. It's not a disease, it's just how your brain works. Everybody's brain works different. Some people don't have depression ever in their life, which I very strongly don't believe that, because everybody goes through a low part in their life. I'm sorry. Everybody does. Everybody does. But, so, as a child, we had to have counseling. It was recommended to us by the Social Security office or whatever that does the cases. And, of course, my mother jumped on that. And she made us have counseling, which I give her props for. Because it was a very difficult time. Because as a 6-year-old, you don't understand why your parents don't want you. You don't understand why they can't take care of you. You don't understand why you have to go live with a different person. Which, when we first went to my mother, I pretty much started loving my mom from, like, day one. Like, I knew that was my mom for the rest of my life. Like, she was gonna be my mom. I had a feeling. I knew it. I knew it. People say kids can't know that stuff. Well, I did. So, I think the way that my mom helped us cope when we were kids is, one, we lived so close to our sisters and my brother. Like, we lived pretty much 10 minutes away down the street from them. We saw them as often as we possibly could. That worked out with both our schedules because we were also very busy kids and they were busy kids. In various situations and stuff. Like, me and Jim, our birthdays are a day apart in 3 years. Legit. He's 3 years younger than me in a day. So we always celebrate our birthdays together until we turned teenagers. I think we stopped at, like, I don't know when we stopped. But for a while we did our birthdays together. Sorry. Because we were so close. And my certain birthday with my brother really didn't. Woo! It was cheaper than the parents, so they loved it. They loved it. So I think that's what helped us when we were kids, is we were so close to our siblings. We got to see them as often. Plus, me, I had a grown-up friend named Tina. Yes, I had a lot of Tinas in my life. Okay. Still to this day, I still talk to her. I try to talk to her at least once a month. When I go down to Florida, I try my best to see her. So I need some water. My throat's really dry. But pretty much that's how I coped when I was a kid until 4th grade. Well, okay, so my parents got engaged when we were in 3rd grade. So the summer, no, not the summer. We spent the summer searching for houses, though. It was a long, long, long summer. Okay. and like searching for houses. We saw 2 houses, and I was like, I'm done. I don't like it. I was over it. I was like, yay, we can search for houses. I'll get my own bedroom. And then I was like, no, I'm good. I was done. I was over it. I was bored. I was 9 or 10. I don't know. I can't do the math right now, okay? I was over it. So, being in 4th grade year, I was already in a different school than I was in 3rd grade years. I think I told my mother I wanted to change schools. I don't know why. I think at just the point that everybody was judging me, I think that's what it was happening, and I wanted to change. I really think that's what was going on, and I didn't tell my parents. So, I think that's what it was. And then, so I was already in a different school than what I was. So, then we found a house, closed in the house, we had to move. 40 minutes away from where we were before. So, as a 4th grader, my life just 360'd. I was getting yanked away from my siblings. I was getting yanked from the house that I grew up in, pretty much. And I had major anxiety about it. I was afraid that these kids weren't going to accept me for who I was or understand my situation, stuff like that. And a lot of these people to this day is on my Facebook and probably seen this show. So thank y'all for accepting me in your guys' life. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You don't understand. So, we moved. Had anxiety. My mother didn't even give us a day off. We moved one day, and then the very next day, we were in school. Yeah, we were. I was like, yeah, I got a couple days off to like get myself situated and comfortable with the house. And nope. Mother made us go to school the very next day. I think we moved over the weekend. And then on Monday we went to school. No, I think it was Tuesday because Mom had to go. We had to go to the place, fill out the papers. Yeah. And we were in school the very next day. What? So, 4th and 5th grade, I did pretty good. Don't know what to say. I did pretty good in grades. I was, like, getting comfortable. And then, middle school. The dreaded years. I dreaded middle school. I really did. I didn't want it to be those 3 years. It just wasn't my years I was looking forward to. I was looking forward to high school. I was. Yeah, you tell myself that when I was you tell myself now, and I'm like, what the heck were you thinking? School was awesome. So, I hit my 6th grade year. I get straight A's the first 2 semesters. I think either first 2 or first 3 semesters. I can't exactly remember, people. I'm sorry. And I get pulled into the counselor's office. / principal's office. The counselor was there. And me and this other kid, we got held back in 3rd grade because, the stupid F kid. So, since we were doing so well, they asked if we wanted to jump into the grade we were supposed to be in, which is 7th. Which, of course, we had to get our parents' permission and all that fun stuff and pretty much get reschooled into 7th grade. Remind you, that cat's coming up in a couple months. Yeah, it was. So I went home, and this part didn't give me anxiety. It didn't. I was so excited. I was just extremely happy because I was going to be bumped up the grade I was supposed to be in, and it was amazing for me. Loved it. This is the period that me and Alex were dating, so I was over the moon. It was okay. Awesome. Alexander is my best friend. We have never done anything. Disclaimer. Nothing in our whole entire relationship besides hold hands and hug. You can ask him too, I'll tell you. So, we went home, and we got out like 4 something, like 4:36 or something. I don't remember. It was after 4. So, we got home pretty much, it was about time for dinner, start cooking dinner, and I was like, hey Mom! And she was like, oh God. I'm like, so, I got pulled into the principal's office. That's what I started out with, which I shouldn't have. She's like, what the hell did you do? Because I was pretty good in school. Like, I try not to get in trouble in school. Because my teachers knew my mother, because she was a teacher, and then email. Every little thing. Because she had the school email, so all I gotta do is pull up Debbie. There she was. School teacher. They emailed each other. It was really annoying. The one thing I hated when my mom was a teacher is they emailed my teachers. And my teachers emailed her right back. More than they emailed other parents, I felt like. So she was freaking out. She's like, what the hell did you do to go to the principal's office? I was like, nothing. That's actually a good thing. She's like, going to the principal's office is never a good thing. I'm like, well, this one is. She's like, what? I'm like, I can go to 7th grade. She's like, what do you mean you go to 7th grade? You still have the rest of the semester. I'm like, no, I can go there now. She's like, okay. So she sat down and her and Dad talked that night because we pretty much had to make a decision within 48 hours, I think it was. And they talked with me, they talked to each other, and we decided that I was going to 7th grade. That's when the anxiety hit. I was like, oh my God, FCAT's in a couple months. I gotta learn everything to get on the FCAT and pass the FCAT and learn all the 7th grade and change all my classes and meeting people that I didn't know. But pretty much middle school was easygoing. I had anxiety about grades and stuff. I wasn't depressed. I don't think I was really depressed in middle school. Okay. So, here we go. This is the major turning point in my life. When depression, anxiety, everything hit. Besides PTSD. PTSD came a little bit later. But, so, summer, band people kept calling me, like, marching band people kept calling me, hey, you gonna do marching band? Hey, you gonna do marching band? I was like, no, not really. Because at that point in time, me and Alex weren't talking. We weren't friends, and I knew he wasn't marching me, and I was like, I don't want to deal with this. Like, I don't know if I want to deal with my ex-boyfriend, who we didn't do shit with, but he was like my first love, you know how it is. So, I was like, I'm not sure, and they're like, just come to the band, whatever, like, band break, icebreaker, you know? And I was like, whatever, sure. Well, I had to question my parents first, and they go, yeah, go ahead. See if you want to do it. They went, yeah, he was there. Well, me and I expressed hands now, so he knows how I felt like back then. And I was like, hi. He's like, so are you going to do marching? I'm like, I'm not sure. And to be truthful honest, I didn't know if I was going to do marching band until, like, that week. Like that Friday, when I had to go get my physical done. I was like, Mom, yeah, I'm going to do band. I'm going to do marching band. They gave me the opportunity to decide. Like, they didn't care how long it took me. They just wanted me to decide before it got too late into, like, the band season. Like, band, like, whatever it's called. I can't remember right now. Like, it's so bad. Like, oh, God. Band camp. Woo! There we go. And I pretty much decided right before band camp that I was doing band. I didn't even see music. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Like, I really didn't. My freshman year, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Like, I didn't. And Austin, who was the one who was, like, pushing me to be in band, I called him. I'm like, okay, so what do I have to do He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm going to do band marching band. I'm like, don't tell anybody. Because I'm not even sure I'm going to show up Monday, but I want to get everything done if I have to. And he's like, okay. So I went and got my physical, passed my physical. Showed up on Monday to band camp. Scared to death. Excited. Nervous. Didn't know what I was going to get myself into. No clue. No clue. Okay, so, remind you that every year pretty much we had different band instructors. So my freshman year we had, I don't remember his name, I feel bad doing this. He was a black guy and he was really like army, like tough, and he was getting your face, and he was one of those like getting your face, like you got this, blah, 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 type of person. And I liked it because he's amazing. He was amazing. So, Dan and, oh my god, his brother came in my freshman year. And I thought they're amazing instructors. And I'm going to really regret not knowing this guy's name afterwards. I'm going to remember it like 2 weeks from now. I'm going to let you know. It's kind of going to happen. And I was really, really good marcher. Music on the hand, not so much. Marcher, I was amazing. I was good. That was my strong suit. I could march. Like, Mr. Peruli used to give me some of the hardest things to do. That means getting me 16 steps and 7 yards to do it. 4 yards to do it. 5 yards to do it. So, remind you, that's big strides. I can do it. Then on the other hand, they give me 1 yard line for 62 steps. What? Or 32. Okay, I got that shit. And I did it. I was good at marching. I was good at all the aspects of the marching besides the music. I knew the music, but comes to test, I suck at it. So when the test came around, they're like, we're going to do the test and we're going to play it. I'm like, oh no. And Mr. P knew I had, that was my major anxiety, was tests. And he knew it, and he passed me with a low grade. Like, he passed me like a C instead of like a B or an A. Like, he passed me because he knew I knew it, and I just was freaking out. He's like, can you play it just in front of me? I'm like, no. I couldn't play by myself. Like, ever. Like, I couldn't. I don't know why. I just couldn't. Like, at home I could play by myself. School? No. Nope. I couldn't. I don't care if there's a person next to me playing. It's a test. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna come out. Nope. And he knew that. And he took that into consideration, which I appreciate him. This is when everything starts. So I went from having a set schedule pretty much for 3 to 4 months of my life. Was Tuesdays, Thursdays, Friday, and Saturday. Into the morning and at night. Practice, games, competition. Church. If I can wake up in time and go to church. And I was like, I'm okay. I'm not gonna feel like I'm dead going to church. So, I went from a set schedule, not anxiety about that, to pretty much getting it yanked. And that's when my depression started to hit. Because I didn't know what to do with my life. Like, I'll come home, do homework, read. That's all I wanted to do, was read. Not really hang out with my friends. All I wanted to do was read. In my room, with my door closed. I still got good grades. I still went to school. So, that's when it started happening. And I looked forward to, like, my concerts, like, when we had the concerts, and I would, like, brag about it. I was like, concert coming up, Look forward to the concert. Then we had months without having a concert. Then another concert would come up, the spring or whatever concert. Come up, excited about it, ready for it to happen. It stops. Well, it's back on depressment. Well, it's not so depressed, but I had something to be excited about. So, sophomore year hit. This was the major year. I was so depressed. I was excited about band. I went to band. I was excited, was there, put a happy face on. "95% of the time I was extremely happy to be in band. I was happy to be forming. I was happy at practice. But the other 5% was showing more than the 95%. When only the 5% starts to show, you got an issue. That's when people start to realize stuff. And Mr. Purley and my band teacher, ed instructors, and my teachers started to realize that, hey, there's something else going on with Mary Beth. So when band stopped, literally that year, I wanted nothing to do with anybody. And one day, probably was crying, Mr. Purley pulled me into his office, told me, everything's going to be okay when you go home. You're going to be okay. You're going to come back to school, and you're going to feel a bit more okay tomorrow. And you're going to feel like people actually care. They understand you. And they love you. Mr. P very rarely says he loves you to any student. He'll say it in the group setting. He will. He loves his band. His kids are his kids. His band's kids are his children. He takes them in, and we're his band. We're his children. He cares so much about us. Still to this day, he cares. And you gotta think, he's been a band teacher for years. And his band alumni that come back, and he cares about all his kids, that he helped mentor and band with, and he's like, Mary Beth, I do love you. You're like a child to me. You can come home, you're gonna be okay, and I'm here if you need to talk. I was like, whatever. I'm like, love you too. I didn't know what he was talking about. I really didn't. So I went home. It was a normal day. Went home, ate lunch, did homework. Started to read. Mom came home from work. Started cooking dinner. Ate dinner. Well, Dad came home. Ate dinner. I can't remember. I either helped with dinner or did dishes that day, because that's just how it worked. I went back to my room, and my mother came and got me. This talk is embedded in my head. I think it's probably embedded in my head for the rest of my life. Is pretty much, I'm not going to say everything they said, but pretty much they summed up they did not know what to do anymore. They did not know how to help me anymore. And they were scared. They read emails from my band. They're like, we have emails from your teachers. You don't understand. We made emails from your teachers. They're worried about you. Your friends are worried about you. Your instructors are worried about you. You're not the same anymore. You're not happy. And, my dad doesn't cry. He wears his emotions on his sleeve, but he barely cries. And that's the other time that I actually saw him cry. And he was crying because he's angry. He was angry because he didn't know how to help. He didn't. And the point is, I didn't know what to do either. I wanted to be healthy, and I wanted to be okay. And I wanted to have better communication with my parents. Because me and my parents did not have great communication. I could not understand why they couldn't understand me. I didn't understand why they didn't understand my brains and thoughts and feelings. And they didn't understand. I used to blow up on them. at the simplest things. Like, my mom's like, tell me, pick up your shoes. Why the hell do I have to pick up my shoes? Like, that type of stuff. It'll be like the simplest things. And I will blow up. And I applaud my parents so much because I put them through hell. I said stuff that I regret. I wish I never said. I can't even tell you how many times I looked at them and go, you're not my parents. And I knew in my heart that they were. Like, I wanted to change them for, like, I wanted, like, they are my parents. But I wanted to hurt them because I was hurting. I wanted them to somewhat to feel like how I was feeling because I didn't know how to explain. Like, I think I told my mom a couple times that I wanted her to die, and I can't even imagine saying that to her now. Like, I can't. And I know what I did to my mom put a strain on me and my dad's relationship. I know it did. And people don't understand, like, how could I be that mean to them? How could I not just tell them how I was feeling? Because that's not how my brain was wired. That's not how my brain's wired. I had to really force my brain now to actually tell people. Like, so it's the point, like, I didn't cope in high school. I didn't have any strategies to cope. So when I started going to therapy, we came up with a thing that I would, if I'm going to read, I'm reading in the living room. If I wanted to hang out with my friends, I had to explain why and where we were going. Then I had to text them when I got there. Text them like every hour if we're going to stay. Ask permission to stay out late if I wanted to. Like, if I felt like it was mandatory or something. Not mandatory, but if I had a feeling if I wanted to stay out later, I had to ask permission to, and instead of just like, I'm staying out, and that never worked. So our communication got better. It really did. It's been a working process all my life with my parents. It didn't help that at 17 years old, I got engaged. My dad was not happy. My mother was not happy with me either. And this is another situation that we actually, like, our relationship went down south a little bit. Because I didn't care. I didn't care about their opinion. I was doing what I wanted to. I thought I was in love, and I was just going to do it. Yeah. Okay. So, while I was married, I went back into my little bubble, which I call it my bubble, that I barely communicate with my parents about how I was feeling. Like, I would just say, yeah, I'm good. I will talk to them, because I have to talk to them, at least my mom, at least once a day. It's my attachment disorder. So, I would talk to her. Then I was only talking to her at least once a week. Because I was trying to hide everything I was going through. Christmas, they noticed that I was distant. Thanksgiving, my family noticed that I was getting distant, and they knew something was wrong. I didn't tell them what's wrong. They asked. I didn't tell them. Same thing with Christmas. Can't tell them. So when it came out that I was getting divorced, and the reasons why I was getting divorced, they were like, They didn't know if they wanted to believe me, or they didn't know how to cope with it. So once I showed them proof that everything was going how it was going down, then they started to believe me. Then I went up to Ohio because I needed to escape my reality that I was living in. And I think that me coming up here and meeting the love of my life has helped my relationship with my parents out so much. My relationship with my friends, my relationship with my family, my siblings, my aunts, my uncles, my grandparents is helped. Because Justin pushes me to be the best person I can be. He literally will make me, I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. He's like, You don't want to talk about it? Are you sure? I'm like, whatever, let's talk. And he literally every day, I'm not gonna say when we first started dating, he understand like everything about depression, everything about bipolarness, PTSD, anxiety, attachment disorder. He didn't understand, and I had to help in that situation, in which I think helping him helped me. Helping someone learn who you are to help you get better and have a better relationship with somebody helped me. I'm not going to say this is going to help everybody because everybody's different. But 97% of the time in a day, I'm happy. I really don't have anxiety about stuff. I can live my life actually being happy. And that's very difficult to say because 5 years ago, I couldn't say that. In high school, I couldn't say that. Now, I can say that. High school was about 80%, 70%, depending on the day, year. Sophomore year was like 50. So, now I can literally live most of my life in a day being extremely happy. And you know why? It's because I have family surrounded by me, like they're surrounded me, and they want me to be healthy, and they want me to talk, and they want me to, if I'm having a bad day, vent to them. Like, if you surround, and I know this now, if you surround yourself with family and friends that will sit there and just let you vent and talk, and then ask for their opinion, sometimes you don't want it, and you get it, just deal with it, okay? But you sit there and they let you vent and they let you just spill out how you're feeling. It helps. Instead of sitting there and sitting in this and feeling depressed and don't want to talk to people, you go out into that one person you can talk to. Because at first, it was just my grown-up friend Tina. Then it started becoming my mother, started becoming my dad, started becoming my grandparents. And now the main person I vent to is Justin. I'm not going to say I don't vent to Alex. I don't say I don't vent to Bree, Linda, Tina, my parents, my grandparents. I pretty much vent to all my friends. Nina, Rebecca, April, Ashton, Alicia. You got to realize, I have great friends now. I have amazing friends that I love them vent to me, and most times they come to me when they want opinions, and I'm like, oh God. But I love, if you have a relationship with a friend that you can vent, and they can vent, you can vent, they can vent, it's the best friendship ever. And guess what? Your friends are not going to judge you. They might judge you a little bit, but guess what? They still love you at the end of the day. Same thing with family. They might judge, and they will judge you because they're family. But at the end of the day, they love you, and all they want to do is best for you. So, that's how I cope now, is actually talk. Instead of holding it in, I talk to people. And it's a very, very, very difficult thing to do, is actually talk to people. Trust me. I know. I know. And it's very difficult for me to trust people. My inner circle is very small. I have close friends that I can tell anything to, and they're not going to judge me. Alex and Gabby, I can call them. I feel like sometimes they put me on speakerphone and walk the hell away. I really do. And 10 years and 8 years relationship, that should tell you. When we got into this relationships we're in right now, me dating Justin, Alex dating Allie, my sister dating the person she is, if I can't really say because it's just other situations, but it's just when we got into these relationships, we were extremely excited for each other because we knew that these are the people that were meant to be, and we accepted everybody. Like, it's very hard for me to accept somebody that Alex is dating because I'm not going anywhere, he's not going anywhere, and our significant others have to understand that. Like, he's like my brother. So when Allie accepted me, I was like, girl, I love you already. Because, and like, I can talk to her. Some stuff she's gonna know better than Alex, so that helps. And then Justin accepted Alex. Like, he's my best friend. They get along. They're awesome. So, it just, yes, I have friends in Florida, best friends in Florida, and yes, I have best friends up here. And it's different scenarios. I need different types of friends, and that's very common, guys. Like, you have different types of friends for different scenarios. Like, you have the one that goes to some parties with, and I barely party now, but, the ones that you can just chill at their house. Like, I'm coming over, we're gonna eat pizza, we're gonna watch movies, and we're not gonna chat. We're just gonna sit there and watch movies and Netflix and chill. Besides not doing the chilling part, you know? You know what I mean? But it's pretty much that. Like, you just have to find a group of family and friends that accept you for who you are. If that's me, I'm cool. I will sit there all day long and talk to you. Might have to go to work. I might have to do stuff. But guess what? I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And I'm not joking. If you're my friend and you don't feel like you need somebody to vent to, I'm here, girl. Girl, guys, I'm here. I will always be here. Because been there, been through a lot, I understand. I will always be there, guys. Okay? I don't care if you just want to call me and just yell about stuff from somebody else. I will put you on speakerphone. I will continue what I'm doing. And when you want me to chime in, I will chime in. Okay? So I'm going to say this. I love all y'all. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for accepting me for who I am. Love you.